All right, here we are, all together now. East Coast and West Coast.
Oh, yes, and COVID friendly, all our safety protocols.
That's right.
Yes, no masks here.
No, it's a real delight having you guys, doing this and bringing all your wonderful amazingness into this group of parenting toddlers. It's a tough time being parents, and you guys and what you do are just going to make it so much easier. So I'm really excited. So there you go. Why don't you guys, introduce yourselves? Tell us all the amazing things that you guys do, because we're excited.
Absolutely. I'm Jennifer, and Juliet is in the screen next to me. It's like Brady Bunch. We are the Simplicity Method, and we are professional home organizers. And although you're on a roll, doing all your good stuff, getting into people's homes and getting their lives organized and taking the stress out of their days, we're doing that virtually now. So it doesn't matter what time zone you're in or what location, we can be there with you in this capacity. So that's absolutely amazing. But we are here to help families, very busy families who are right now struggling with trying to keep the kids in school or keep them entertained and do your work at the same time, and manage your household at the same time. It's pretty challenging, and routines are probably different than what they were previously because of COVID restrictions in your areas and all that good stuff. But what we're going to talk about today is something that you can take through to post-COVID, which is going to happen soon, hopefully. But it's basically setting up your environment so your routines are so much easier to do. And
that's so important.
Yes.
Easier is our favorite word in this group. Easier, simpler.
Yes. We are like the personal trainers of organizing or making your home simple.
I love it.
So, going to the gym and working with a personal trainer, it's really hard at first, but once you get going and maintaining, life becomes so much easier and you see the results and you feel fabulous. So it's not only a physical trait, but it's also emotional, it's mental wellness. And a lot of people forget that.
I think that's, just adding on that, I think that's really important because we forget that sometimes, messy houses and everything disorganized and all the routines and everything, and we just get more and more stressed, and we forget sometimes that when we kind of take that time to make it, they always say a cluttered desk, clean your desk, clean the one cupboard, and you have that moment of feeling like, oh, I can breathe, I can do this. So you guys are that's so important because everything is such a gong show. I think it's super, super necessary. People do forget.
Yes.
It's actually good.
Yeah, and we're here to say it doesn't have to be done in a day. Juliet has always said to our clients, start simple. Don't think you're going to have the house done in an hour. And we find that, you clean out one space and of course it leads to piles in other spaces, but you can take the time to get there. Don't stress yourself out about that. And you can also set a timer for yourself so that you have an hour. If you have an hour, go for it. If you have 15 minutes, tackle a sock drawer or something like that.
So important to realize. Yeah, Julia, you guys are really big on that and this bite-sized pieces because we're already overwhelmed, and if your house has, kind of gotten really chaotic, you can just look at it and go, I don't think so. It's kind of like when you look at your toddler when they're in the middle of the, and their toys are everywhere and they are losing and booger bubbles and the tantrum, and you're just like, where do I start? So what sort of things might you suggest? What do people do? When you come in, I mean, you I don't know, do you just kind of go, oh my gosh, and make a list, or what do you do?
So we recommend focusing on the spaces that are your pain points. And thinking about your routine throughout the day. So where do you start off your day? Do you go and get your kids from their rooms? Are their rooms like that space, or is it your bedroom, maybe that space that is like setting you like up for a not great day? Can you find the kids' clothes when you want to get them dressed? Is the laundry put away into a space where it's easy to, I know laundry.
I'm laughing because it is like the meme across Facebook. It's like, if you can do, washing and folding your clothes one day, putting them away could be like a week. And they're like, if you can do all that, you're not my people. Like, that's just a big thing about not getting your laundry put away. So I was like totally laughing because I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember those days.
I think we realized too, though, that like Jen and I both have teenagers now. So we know the stages that your home kind of goes through. And, when you've got toddlers, you're in the trenches, and it's really hard to keep your home tidy. That's the reality of toddlers, right? Your home is rarely ever tidy. However, if you can set up a few systems in place, they will recognize those systems and be able to function better as they get older. And a good example of that is we've gone into a few homes now and labeled kids' drawers. So as they get a little bit older and are able to find their socks and underwear, they can associate the word to that. They know where to find it, and they can be the big helper. And that's going to make their morning routine easier because they can participate and they know where things live in your home.
Yeah, and it's a nice way to introduce them. You can make it a family, there's some time with just mom and you, and mom and your little tornado. And, they can stick it on there with using paint tape or whatever it is that you guys would recommend. And the kids get involved too, and that makes it a little bit easier too, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, you can make, it doesn't have to all be,
no,
be fun too.
No. Yeah. And we want to see that throughout the entire home, that whole process, whether it be their clothes, or say, for example, in the kitchen, like have their snacks or their dishes at their level so they can help put them away or grab them when they want to drink.
I never thought of that, putting them down at a lower level. That's genius. Okay, I've been doing this for over 30 years and I never thought of putting them down lower.
And also set up the kitchen with your expectations in mind. So if you've got like a snack area, for example, with like, we try and just do dollar store bins that are open so that they can grab easy. Don't put in Smarties and Aero bars that you don't want them to have, right? Put in the snacks that are, yes, always you can have these, right? Maybe it's raisins, healthy granola bars. Like, set them up for success, not failure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Because as adults, we get that. It's like if we go in and look at our house and stuff, and we think, oh my gosh, we can feel it. Can you imagine how it can be for your little one? So yeah, set yourself up too, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Make it easy for yourself. If there's stuff that you don't use, get it out of the way. Put it in storage, whether it be in your basement or maybe out in the garage in a container, but make it so that it's easy for the family to contribute, and that you're using the stuff that you use every day, like a bread maker. Unless you use that every day or every other day, put it away. Or seasonal clothes, for example. If you don't want to deal with the amount of clothes in your closet, put only in the seasonal stuff.
Or if you don't want your toddler coming out in their snow boots and their parka in the middle of the summer, swimsuit and flip-flops while you're going out in the snow.
Yeah.
Yes, prevent a problem. That's a good one.
Exactly. And then that's the same with the toys. Juliet had talked about making things maybe not as accessible to the kids, kind of, monitor or like delayed gratification, basically. So put only a certain amount of toys out, or a certain amount of books or puzzles or games, and store the rest, and then rotate through them so that it's different for them, different for you, but then you don't have every single thing of their belongings in your space, which gets so overwhelming.
Yes, I remember that. It was like I went to, they had this play group area and they had all these books out, and the kids, inevitably, all of them came down. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. No, these are great tips. So, parents have two big issues for the most part. Laundry and kids' toys seem to be like the top two in regards. So, okay, we got toddlers, we got kids ripping around. What can you guys, because you guys know this way better than I do, because this is your forte. So tell me, what would you do for, moms with young kids that are ripping around and maybe some of them are starting, are doing the school thing? How would you kind of, those seem to be like the trigger points for people. Maybe give us some wisdom. Tell us, go.
I'll address laundry because I've done quite a few talks on it, and I think the most important thing is to realize your own situation, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do. You have to realize your own situation. So I think that laundry is always and forever. You are married to it. And you have to decide when and how you're going to do it. So like an example would be, you have Wednesday nights free, schedule it in your calendar, put it on your iPhone, and that's the night you do laundry. Always do laundry in a manageable capacity. So don't wait for 25 loads. Try and do one at a time and get it done from start to finish. Because there's nothing worse than having 25 loads of clean laundry, but it hasn't been folded.
Oh, yes.
Right? And we've gone into many a house and spent hours just helping somebody put their clothing away, because it just gets on top of them. So it's breaking it up into smaller portions, like pieces, and committing yourself to a time when you're going to do it. And get if it's just one load, get that load done from wash to dry and fold it and put away.
So maybe, like they say, we schedule in our workouts, we schedule in our meetings, we schedule in when the kids are doing homework. So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good
idea. Make it a priority, right? Make it a priority. Yeah. And I always did it with my boys. I hate socks. I hate socks. So that would be their matching game right from the get-go. When they were young, when they were 2, 3, 4, play the matching game. If they can't put them together, because they rarely could at that age, get them to find the other red sock, get them involved in the process, because you want them to help you down the road. If they're a little bit bigger, maybe they can take their underwear and put it in their underwear drawer. Things like that. And get them involved in the process and ask for help. You're not the only one that created that laundry.
Yeah.
So if you have a partner, they should be helping. And my husband's great. He loves folding. So that's his job. I put it away, but he folds, right? So you just got to find something that works for your family.
Yeah. Because I had toddlers where I would have them, we'd have the plastic laundry bin. So we would have everything in and we'd go and deliver it. So they push it around to the various, laundry room, and then there was the kitchen, and we go, doot, doot, there's a delivery, turned it into a total game. They argue over who got the laundry bag.
They would love that.
That's a different story. But yeah, making it fun, and it doesn't feel like such a burden on yourself.
Yeah.
I think that we forget that running our house, yes, it's a chore, but it doesn't have to weigh us down and be this awful thing. There's nothing more fun than watching your toddler or your little kid try and sweep. That's how they run around with the broom, but they're helping, right? And they're involved. And I don't know, just hide the glass, just solid.
Yeah, it's also teaching them at a young age that that's helpful, and that's what is expected. Many of us grew up without being taught how to do some of this stuff, and now you're out in your own homes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea where to start. I just know that stuff in the bathroom goes in the bathroom. Sometimes it gets into the bathroom. Sometimes it makes it onto the dresser in the bedroom, or,
Yeah.
but know that all the bathroom products need to go in the bathroom. They shouldn't be scattered throughout the house. And same with laundry, like shouldn't have like a pile in each room. Gather it all up, all like items. And that's another toddler thing to do. All like items should be together. All the laundry should be in the basket. All of the toys should be in their toy bin. If you have them labeled, like Stuffies go in one bin, Legos go in, or Duplo goes in another bin, or, balls go in another bin, books go on this shelf. If you start labeling them, and even some people get so creative and put like little pictures, so there's the picture and the word, so they know where to do that. If you set them up for success, then they'll be your helpers throughout that time. And then dedicate a time to after they've played for cleaning it up, so that it's easier for you and easier for them. So the expectation is there when they are older. Time to clean up. You finished playing with those toys, so time to clean up, and then we'll get washed up for dinner, and then we'll eat.
100%. I'm gonna totally like back that one up with all the Auntie Corina power that I have, because I used to do that with the daycare kids. I'd have their train bucket, and it had a little lid, their block bucket, and I would often only allow them to maximum 3, because I can't sort them, number one, and I lose my schnizzle, and that's just bad. But yeah, using those pictures, and I just put tape on them and did my little drawing with I can't draw, but they thought it was great. So, it was so much easier, and it did make it so much more manageable. So, moms that are really overwhelmed, it's like, okay, so now I've got this little system kind of going with my laundry, and I'm kind of feeling like I can keep a hand of it, but the toys are from one end to the other, and literally you need extra life insurance to walk through my living room. So what can they do? Because every toy to kids are so important. I play with it it's so important that, like it's gold. So what do you do? How do you guys work with that?
So I think the good thing, or the thing to start off with, is watch what the kids gravitate towards, that they play with most, because we've found, and studies show, that if the kids have too many choices, they don't have very structured play, and then they're off and gone to another thing because it hasn't held their attention. So the less that you have for them to focus on is actually better. They will be more creative, and it'll be easier to manage to put away. So
do you also find they have more, they're not wandering off looking for something else to do, so they tend to stay put a little bit better?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's important.
So when you think about when we were little kids, we didn't have a ton of toys. So we just made up games with the same ones all the time. It just like different scenarios. And that's what we want to encourage, is creative play. Having too much is just overwhelming to them. And if you look at schools, the way that they're set up, they may have a lot of stations, but during one day, they're only doing 1 or 2 stations. They're not doing all those stations all at the same time. So that's how they kind of control them, or like manage it at a school or a daycare facility.
So maybe put that in our brain, being a little bit more like we're in that school mode, that might be more helpful for some moms to shift. It's not just mom, but okay, now my kids are, I'm going to pretend it's like they're in their preschool or in their kindergarten. And that's a good idea. That's a great way to kind of shift, reframe how you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Might make it easier for some parents just to kind of make that brain shift.
Yeah.
Cool. That is super cool.
The other idea that Juliet and I also communicate with our clients is that when you have small children, like when they're baby or whatever, set the expectations with friends and family that you don't always want stuff, experiences, or investing in their education or what have you, or if there's something else, like you are dedicated to donating to a certain charity. Make that a part of the gift so that the children grow up with that, and then they're not always having stuff. Then that will help manage the amount of toys coming into the house as well. Like, get creative around that part too.
Yeah, especially with we have the big guy in the red suit coming soon, and it's a big time, and we've got birthdays all year round, and No, yeah, that's a great way to shift that, because it can just become an inundation, you know, to have so much stuff. So yes, set up that expectations with your family and friends that, listen, I'd much rather you take them for the afternoon and, you know, I don't know, take them for a walk at the park and have them feed the ducks, you know, rather than here, give them another toy that's just gonna like, yeah, okay, perfect.
100%.
So, well, that's an
And
easy way to keep things organized.
And another thing,
No stuff out.
another thing that with talking about the big guy in the red suit is getting a garbage bag out, and if the kids are old enough, explaining to them that, you know, Santa is going to be coming soon, and wouldn't we love to give some of our toys that we don't really play with anymore to somebody in need? And you'd be amazed at how many younger kids are behind that idea.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do it prior to them getting all these new toys. So, you know, that you have the space now to add those extra toys that you will get them anyway, right? From grandparents and such. So yeah.
That's really good advice. So that way then kids feel like they're not throwing it out, which I know can be quite a trigger, not only for little kids, because they feel like, because they may not understand, you know, that it's vanishing into this world when they think that they're giving something to another little boy or little girl that can play with their toys and enjoy it like they did. It's a much easier transition, because I do know, like, my nieces were, to get them to give away even a piece of paper at one point was incredibly difficult. The house was at that point very chaotic, and now they're like boom, 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 you know, and they have toys and they're like, okay, this is my toy pile that I might want to give away, but I'm going to leave it here for a little while. And if I don't play with it in 6 months, say, because they're older, you know, then they know that they can give that away, and they feel very comfortable with it. So they can practice it before they actually do it. So these are awesome tips, you guys. These are really helpful. I think a lot of parents will really enjoy. So, you know, for your laundry, set a day, bring your kids involved, get it done start to finish. Super important, because then mom can go, yes, one, Amy, positive reinforcement. And there's that instant gratification. And with the toys, maybe breaking it down and labeling things. Also, going back to laundry, you maybe label your drawers, have your kids, you know, deliver things. That's super important, because it makes it a little less, I'm going again. And then the kids see you having fun too, so it's not such a big deal later. So you're modeling. Yeah, and then the whole toy thing, pass it on, donate it, broken stuff, out it goes. Yeah. And make that space and give yourself and your family that gift of less overwhelm, which means you're not going to be running after your family. There's going to be less going on. Pick up, I told you to pick up your toys. I told you to put your laundry away, right? So it's calmer. So having your house in baby steps, getting yourself more organized, is going to actually mean a lot more peace for your family.
Absolutely.
And we need that right now more than anything. We need to have our homes not feel like we're stuck in them, but where we can still breathe in them, and it's safe and it's inviting and happy, all those things. And doing that organization is a huge thing. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Wow, you guys are magicians. That's what you guys are. You're magicians. Go in there for magic. So where can my parents find you? I think that's really important. I mean, this is fabulous. You give me all this information, but I definitely want them to be able to easily access you, because heavens to Betsy, we need it.
So we're on Facebook and Instagram at The Simplicity Method, but if you want to go to our website, thesimplicitymethod.com, they can fill out an online form there, and then we can reach out to them either by phone or by email.
So important. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I am so glad we connected, because, you know, it does go together. Parenting and organization truly both require some sort of a plan and some sort of way to execute it, and some way to maintain it. So I think that's why we connected so well. These are amazing. What other kind of nuggets might you have just before we kind of, you know, begin to kind of wrap things up, unless I am just being a bossy as usual. I'm such a bossy, Bridget. This is ridiculous. this. But anyways, so what kind of, sort of like, yeah, what's your little last bit of goodness for the moms and dads and aunties and grandmas out there?
I would say probably just take it all in stride. Like, don't pressure yourself. You don't have to be like those shows that you see on TV where everything is beautiful. Don't go out and buy a ton of stuff. That is exactly what we tell our clients not to do, because once you start going through things, you will find that you are going to end up with more of those containment systems, boxes, bins, whatever. They can become clutter too. So before you decide to invest a lot of money, do the purge, do the organizing, and then see how it works. And it has to be functional. It doesn't have to be beautiful. I mean, beautiful is beautiful, it's wonderful, but it's not everything to have a happy life. So, and a functioning home.
I don't know how many cardboard boxes or cereal boxes I've cut up and put tape around to make it work. So yeah, I feel you on that one. I still do it.
Good.
Still do. It's awesome. So yeah, that is a fabulous way. Do it after. I love that idea, because we get all excited about doing this. We're going to buy all this stuff, and then we're like, but it doesn't fit, or I don't. Yeah. So that's fantastic.
I think another, not to do with anything with what just Jen said, but another thing for people to remember is that when we are as moms, we're pressured with all these images on social media about these perfect wives and how they're baking cookies and their laundry's done and their house looks like a magazine. And, we can tell you 1,000,000% people don't live like that. Right?
Like they have staff.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? It's okay to hire people like us or like you for help. It doesn't make you a weak person. It doesn't make you a bad mom. If you need help in any aspect of your life or your house, ask for help. Maybe you need a cleaner to come in once a month because that's just going to get you through. Do it. You're worth it. Your sanity's worth it. There's a lot of pressure as women and as moms these days. And I think that we need to take some of that pressure off ourselves to say, yes, it's okay to get help for whatever you need help for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all that mom guilt and we get in when we let that crap go, because it's not us and it's not real. It's something that's been created in society through the imagery, where we can kind of go,
yeah,
you're going to be a much happier mom. But yes, reach out for the help. It makes you courageous. It makes you smart. It makes you strong. It makes you, you know what? Yes. Oh, you guys are amazing. I am just delighted and so thrilled. So these are the Simplicity Method. These are my fabulous friends who are just great. I'm going to definitely be bringing you back in the new year. I want you guys back again, because there's going to be the moms that maybe didn't catch this or thought, oh, I'll be fine. They're going to be post-Christmas and they're going to be like, I am up to my eyeballs and I'm drowning in toys. So we'll bring you guys back for sure for part 2 of what the post-Christmas mayhem, what we can do.
That's good.
You guys are amazing. I want to thank you so much. You're such a joy. So thesimplicitymethod.com. You guys will put all your information. I am just so happy you're here. Oh, yay! You guys,
Thanks, Corina.
Thank you, Corina.
Thank you. That's awesome.